What is up, Neo YouTube? I am just a simple new type, and in this video, we have finally made it to the finals of the Gundam Fight and Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Last time, Domon was training, but had no choice but to fight and defeat both Master Asia and the Devil Gundam. However, it won't be the last time that we see the two. In this episode, we will learn of more Gundam fighters. We will see some kids try to steal G Gundam, and an assassin tries to kill Domon before their fight. So let's get into this. It has been 11 months since the start of the 13th Gundam fight, and now the finals are finally here. Alube chastises Domon and tells him that even though the Devil Gundam is destroyed, now is not the time to slack. Domon is annoyed by this conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce our fighters of the 13th annual Gundam fight. Our first fighter has 100 boxing wins under his belt and is an undefeated boxing champion. Piloting the Gundam Maxter, it's Chibbity Crockett, the Neo-American representative. Our next fighter is the youngest fighter of the Gundam fight and is representing 2,000 years of the Shaolin Temple fighting style. Representing Neo-China is none other than Dragon Gundam, piloted by Sai Shi. Our next fighter is a man of elegance, a man of class, a man of style. Using his Rose Bits to defeat his enemy, it is none other than Gundam Rose, piloted by George Desand. Coming up next is a Gundam of sheer power. You better be glad he is locked up in prison because you wouldn't want to come across this man in the streets. Representing Neo-Russia, it's Bolt Gundam, piloted by Argol Golsky. Coming up next is Neo-Japan's representative, sporting a new God Gundam. You know him because you've been watching these YouTube videos. It's none other than Domon Kashu. While the Gundam fighters are announced, Wang Youngfat is watching from above. He is the Prime Minister of Neo Hong Kong and will do anything to keep Neo Hong Kong as the rulers of the world. He is meeting with Master Asia, who tells him that it will most likely be a member of the Shuffle Alliance who wins the Gundam fight. And now it is time to meet some new fighters. Coming from Neo Greece, he is as majestic as he is mighty. It is the Zeus Gundam, piloted by Marcelat Kronos. Our next contestant may appear to be powered by natural resources. Just be sure to ignore the ultra-compact fusion reactor in its chest. From Neo Holland, it is Nether Gundam, piloted by Rutger Verhoeven. Up next, don't flash red around them, because it just might be a massacre. It's Neo Spain's representative, the Matador Gundam, piloted by Carlos Adeluja. Give this man some mushrooms and let him conquer a region. Coming from Neo Norway, it's Viking Gundam, piloted by Eric the Viking. Who is ready for a sky burial? Because coming from Neo Nepal, this representative will have you praying to Buddha. It is none other than Mandala Gundam, piloted by Kiral Mikiro. This Gundam is definitely part of your world. Representing Neo Denmark, it's Mermaid Gundam, piloted by Hans Holger. Don't ask our next fighter how they feel about Neo Pakistan. Representing Neo India is the Cobra Gundam, piloted by Chandra Shijimi. This next nation has been child soldier free since the beginning of Future Century. Representing Neo Kenya, it's Kanta Undol. The Brawny Man has no chance against our next contestant. Returning is the Lumber Gundam, piloted by Andrew Graham. You know our next fighter as the Shuffle Alliance Whisperer. Representing Neo Germany, it is the Gundam Spiegel, piloted by Schwartz Bruder. Domon notices that in the finals are also Mikolo Chariot and Gentle Chapman in their Gundams, but Domon defeated both of them in the past. This is a breach in the fight regulations. One more fighter approaches. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce our champion. He is the winner of the 12th Gundam fight. Some of you know him as Shuji Cross. Some of you know him as the former King of Hearts, but most simply call him the Undefeated of the East. Representing Neo Hong Kong, your champion, Master Gundam, piloted by Master Asia. Everyone is shocked to see that he is still alive. It seems Master Asia took credit for saving Shinjuku on his own as well. They will all fight in matches with one another. The finalists will then move on to a battle royale on Lantau Island. Master Asia plans on using this Gundam fight to become the Undefeated of the East, West, North, South, Center, and become Super Asia. Domon also declares that he will win all his preliminary matches. Prime Minister Wong gives a commencement speech. He declares 3 new rules to the final Gundam fight. Rule 1, there are no limitations to the amount you could fix your Gundam. Rule 2, the cockpit can be targeted as a means to victory with no restrictions. And Rule 3, the one who follows these rules and wins will be known as Gundam of Gundams. What does that even mean? Wong declares that the Gundam Finals are officially open. The fight is about to begin. Zeus Gundam is in the middle of a Gundam fight with Nether Gundam. The GF-13 002 NGR Zeus Gundam is piloted by the 12-foot giant Marsalot Kronos. It has a horse and chariot. It can also call down the lightning of judgment and smite its opponents with a devastating thunderbolt. The GF-13 066 NO Nether Gundam is also known as the Hurricane Gundam in the English dub. It is a giant windmill. Although silly, its windmill can produce a powerful typhoon. It also has a mega beam cannon. Nether Gundam uses its Nether Typhoon on Zeus, but the attack is not enough, and Zeus was able to use its special attack, the Lightning of Judgment, and destroy the Nether Gundam. Wong decides for the next Gundam match to have God Gundam and Zeus Gundam fight. Master Asia wants Domon to fight only the best, knowing that he will most likely win. Domon is notified that he will be fighting Zeus Gundam. The rest of the Neo-Japan representatives are concerned, but Domon has trained for this, so he isn't. Domon heads out on his own. He runs into Zeus Gundam while walking around the city. Its pilot, Marsalot Kronos, punches Domon. He realizes how huge he is. Domon gets an attack on Marsalot. He punches Domon off the boat into the water. Rain goes looking for Domon. He wakes up and realizes he is on a boat and was saved by an old man and his grandchildren. They feed him, but Domon is feeling down. The old man gives him some vague advice about how thinking about losing will bring forth a losing attitude. This gets Domon's spirits up. He heads to the arena and gets into the G Gundam to the theme of an awesome Cantonese song. They engage in battle. Domon is able to destroy Zeus's Hercules chariot. Zeus jumps up and uses the Lightning of Judgment using the Lightning Hammer. Marsalot commends Domon for being the first to take out his chariot, but Zeus gets the upper hand. Zeus comes in and uses the Lightning of Judgment once again, but this time Domon is able to stop the attack. Domon uses the Bakunetsu, or Erupting God Finger. Similar to the Shining Finger, this attack allows Domon to focus all his energy into his fist, tearing through all matter. He is able to destroy Zeus Gundam. Like literally, it's gone, vaporized. Just Marsalot standing there. A group of kids try to get a better view of the next Gundam fight. It is a match between Gundam Maxter and Gundam Zebra. The GFK 020NK Gundam Zebra is a tall and agile mobile suit. Its weapons consist of a javelin and shield. It is also remarkable at jumping. Gundam Maxter has a hold on Zebra. The kids are fanboying out on the Gundams as they continue their fight. One boy wishes to one day become a Gundam fighter. Gundam Maxter is able to take out Gundam Zebra. Wong makes Domon fight Neo India's Cobra Gundam next. While Domon is out shopping in the streets of Hong Kong, the same kids are now spying on Domon. The kids think that Domon is about to attack them, but he runs past them, chasing Neo India's mobile fighter, Chandra Shijimi. They begin fighting in the alley. Chandra must have found out that Domon is his next opponent and didn't have any qualms with trying to kill him outside of a Gundam fight. The kids following Domon decide to try to get into his Gundam. Later, Domon finds out that his attacker is Neo India. They wonder how he obtained info on the match before him. The fanboy kids try to bully the fisherman kids into tricking Domon. He does it even though he doesn't feel good about it. Domon is distracted and the kid gets into the Gundam. But once the mobile trace system is turned on, it puts the fighting suit on the child. It crushes the kid as those suits are quite tight. Domon falls off the rafters and breaks his shoulder. He gets up and gets the kid out of the Gundam in a very Gundam way, by punching him in the stomach. This happens a lot in Gundam. I talked about this in our Seed videos, but you can't pass out from a punch to the stomach. Chandra hides in the corner like the cackling evil villain he is. The next day, George wins a match against Neo Holland. The next match of the day is Domon versus Chandra. Cobra Gundam emerges from a pot like a giant cobra. The GF-13 030 NIN Cobra Gundam can split into 2 parts, its tail section and the Gundam itself. It has a beam saber inside of its flute as well as a flamethrower. The Gundam fight begins. Knowing that Doman's shoulder is broken, Chandra punches his weak spot. Cobra Gundam wraps around G Gundam and tries to crush him to death. His injury is preventing him from escaping. The kids decide to apologize to Doman for ruining the match. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the best time to be having this conversation. Cobra Gundam separates from its tail. He is about to stab G Gundam, but Doman decides to dislocate his shoulder, allowing him to escape the clutches of Cobra. He uses the erupting God Finger and destroys Cobra Gundam, winning the match. After the match, Doman accepts the kids' apology. He tells them that maybe one day they too could be Gundam fighters. We see an assassination attempt occur. This is Neo Nepal's representative, Cairo Mekiril. I guess you are just allowed to assassinate your opponents now? That feels like it breaks Rule 6. A Gundam fighter shall not taint the honor and dignity of the nation they are representing. But who knows? The next day, Viking Gundam in Neo Norway is fighting Gundam Spiegel. The GF13012NN Viking Gundam is a heavy arms Gundam fighter and has a flamethrower on its head and a series of harpoon weapons. It can also dock with the Osberg, its ship that we saw earlier. The pilot, Eric the Viking, also wears a little Viking hat just like his Gundam. Eric the Viking is able to harpoon Schwartz Bruder, but the Gundam Spiegel was using his shadow clone technique. Eric actually attacked his own Osberg, and Schwartz stabs him in the back, destroying Viking Gundam. Schwartz has 2 wins under his belt. Chibity comes to Doman and informs him that his next opponent is Cairo Mekiril, and that he assassinates people before matches. Doman tells Chibity thanks for the info, but it is too late because Cairo is right behind me. Ah! He came out of nowhere. Cairo attacks, but Doman runs away. Chibity goes to help Doman. They fight on top of a double-decker bus. Doman realizes that Cairo is blind. He shortens the distance, but Cairo slices him with a hidden blade. Doman falls off the bus, but Chibity grabs him in a car. Unfortunately, Chibity crashes. Cairo decides to take care of him later. They survive the crash. Chibity later tells a story about Cairo's past experience with the Gundam fight. He represented Neo Nepal in the 11th Gundam fight. During this time, he uses the GF11033NNP Tantra Gundam. In the finals, he fought the Gentle Chapman, during which he lost his eyesight. He returned to this Gundam fight to seek revenge, it seems. As Sai Shi is a long-range staff user, he trains with Doman to find a way to defeat Cairo's attack. Suddenly, Cairo approaches. Chibity goes in to attack, but he simply teases them and runs away. Schwartz comes in and tries to help Doman reach that serene state that he reached when training. He also teases Doman and runs away. Cairo failed at assassinating Doman. The Gundam fight is now the only option. They engage in battle. Cairo is using the Mandala Gundam. The GF13044NNP Mandala Gundam is shaped like a bell and has a very strong defense. Like Cairo's fighting style, he also has a concealed saber. It also has a flamethrower, which is the first attack the Mandala uses on G Gundam. Doman uses the erupting God Finger and overcomes Cairo's attack. Well, that was easy. Doman tells Cairo that the same trick will never work twice. He uses the Bakonetsu God Slash. Rather than focusing his power into his finger or hand, he wields the energy like a sword. It consumes less energy than the God Finger. The two both deliver one final blow. Cairo gets a few words out before popping apart like a bunch of Legos. It's quite funny. Neo Nepal representatives try to activate a failsafe to destroy the Gundam, but Schwartz comes in and stops them. Doman is the winner. The power of friendship was enough to give Cairo a change of heart and quits his life of being an assassin. And that will do it for this episode. We finally learned most of the players of the 13th Gundam fight, but there are still more to come. Master Asia is still alive and well and scheming once again behind the scenes. Next time, Sai Chi falls in love, and we learn about Neo Portugal's Jester Gundam. But until next time, Neo YouTube, don't let a kid break your shoulder. No joke here, just don't let it happen. Kids are psychopaths. Peace.